Hello, good afternoon. Sage here reporting live from Kalkine studio. It's lunchtime here in Sydney and time for the mid-market pulse. And the Australian shares were trading marginally higher by the afternoon, supported by gains in energy, financial and utilities sectors. And the caution prevailed in the market after the New Zealand Central Bank raised interest rates for the second month in a row and indicated it may go for further tightening to tame inflationary pressures. And the Reserve Bank of New Zealand has hiked the official cash rate by 25 percentage points to 0.75% to maintain price stability and support maximum sustainable employment. And last month it had raised interest rates for the first time in more than 7 years by 1/4 of a percentage point to cool a red-hot housing market. And the ASX 200 index was up by 11.3 points or 0.15% by the mid-session. Earlier today, the benchmark index opened flat with negative bias, tracking mixed cues from the global peers. And on the sectoral front, 8 of 11 sectors were trading lower. The energy sector was the best performer with 1.6% gains, owing to a rebound in the crude oil prices. And the oil prices rose even after the US President Joe Biden announced strategic oil stockpile releases. The US will release millions of barrels of oil from strategic reserves in coordination with China, India, South Korea, Japan and Britain in an attempt to cool prices. And meanwhile, the tech sector remained the worst performer for the second day with a 0.9% loss, tracking overnight losses in the US counterpart, Nasdaq. In the next segment, let's focus on the top gainers and losers by the mid-sessions trade. And the best performing stock on the ASX pack was property business Lendlease Group, which traded 3.3% higher. Some of the other top performers were the oil producer Beach Energy, coal miner Whitehaven Coal, IT services firm Link Administration, healthcare firm Polynovo. And on the losing side, software business Technology One topped the chart with an 8.9% loss. And the other top laggards were motor vehicle servicing provider Bapcor, Pinnacle Investment Management, Diversified Financial Group, Netwealth and gold miner St Barbara. On this note, let's move on to the stocks that created a buzz on the ASX today. And shares of A2 Milk Company traded nearly 1% lower after the dairy nutritional company intended to defend a second-class action filed against it. In an exchange filing, the ASX and NZX dual-listed company said it was served with a representative proceeding filed in the Supreme Court of Victoria by Shine lawyers. The case pertains to the period from 19th August 2020 to 9th May 2021 and makes allegations which are broadly similar to those advanced by the class action proceeding filed by Slater and Gordon lawyers on the 6th of October 2021. It was alleged that A2 Milk was engaged in misleading or deceptive conduct and breached continuous disclosure. Denying any such liabilities, the company said it will vigorously defend the proceedings. And electronics and furniture retailer Harvey Norman saw its shares falling over 1% after it released earnings updates for the period July 1st to October 31st, 2021. The company has reported a 36% year-on-year drop in profits in the 4 months, impacted by lockdowns in most states and territories of Australia. The company warned that the COVID-19 pandemic is continuing to cause great uncertainty about the future economic growth, and the total sales revenue across the group dropped 8.8% from July 1st to November 21st. The company released a trading update to the ASX ahead of its annual meeting being held later today. And now we'll take a small break, but please stay tuned on Kalkine TV. Property by Kalkine. Looking for a dream home? Well, that may sound easy, but it isn't. And from looking for a property that is the right fit for you in terms of cost and other factors, to zeroing down on the right mortgage plan, there are various aspects to consider. And for the latest lowdown on the property market, tune in on Kalkine TV with me, Sage. I will give the latest updates on the property market as well as real estate stocks to help you make the right decision. Keep watching Property with Kalkine. Welcome back. Let's now move on to more of the stocks that created a buzz on the ASX today. And shares of Pinnacle Investment Management tumbled over 13% after buying stakes in the private equity firm 5V Capital. The company's shares had entered trading halts yesterday, pending an announcement related to capital raising. And the company has successfully completed its $105 million Australian institutional placement on the back of strong support from the institutional investors, including both existing and new shareholders. The capital raised will be used to fund Pinnacle's investment in 5V Capital. And on Tuesday, the company said it had acquired convertible redeemable preference shares, which would give it a 25% equity stake in Sydney-based 5V Capital. As per the deal, Pinnacle will invest 65 million Australian dollars plus an additional 10 million Australian dollar contingent for a 25% stake in 5V Capital. The investment will provide 5V with a source of capital to support its co-investments, business development and growth initiatives. And auto parts retailer Bapcor extended a fall for the second session and was down 4% by the mid-session. The stock remained under pressure after the company announced the retirement of its chief executive officer. On Tuesday, the company said Daryl Abitomi, CEO and MD, will retire on the 28th of February 2022. And Abitomi, who has been associated with Bapcor for 10 years, will remain available to the company until 30th of June 2022 to ensure the smooth transition. The Asia-Pacific leading vehicle parts retailer further stated that it has initiated global search process for the appointment of a permanent CEO. And in case the company failed to appoint a new CEO by 28 February 2022, the non-executive director Mark Powell will assume the role of acting CEO, it added. Shares of PointsBet, the country's leading corporate bookmaker, were down 0.2%, even after it received an online wagering licence in Virginia. The company's wholly owned subsidiary PointsBet Virginia LLC has secured a temporary supplier licence by the Virginia Lottery to offer online sports wagering in Virginia. The company, along with Colonial Downs Group, had jointly applied for the licence. And shares of Woodside Petroleum and BHP Group continued their gaining streak for the second day after their boards on Monday approved the Scarborough and Pluto Train 2 development projects. The board of mining major BHP and oil and gas producer Woodside on Monday gave their final nod to the US $12 billion to develop Scarborough gas field off Western Australia and expand the Pluto liquefied natural gas plant. In August this year, Woodside had signed a deal to acquire BHP Petroleum International with objectives to create a global independent energy company. And thanks for joining us on that report, but that's a wrap in the show for now. Keep watching Kalkine TV for more of the trending market updates from Australia and around the world. Sage signing off.